Hello everyone, Matt Rivera, Southwest Off-Grid, and today we're going to be discussing whether it's right to move your family off-grid or not, if it's right for you, all right? Because there's a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration if you want to make that jump into moving off the grid. Now, I know there's lots of videos of families who homestead and they farm and they cook, but let's just say in the beginning it was always rocky for them and it's been tough for me and my family. So here's some things you need to consider before moving off grid. And for my subscribers, I have some important information at the end of the video. So please watch the video, and at the end, I'll just let you guys know what's up. All right, so number one, make sure that your partner is on board with moving off grid, okay? This is a very different change in lifestyle. It's very demanding, actually. People think, oh, I'm gonna live off grid, my life is gonna be so much easier. It takes a lot of work, you know? Unless you have like the perfect off grid setup where everything is running on like 50 solar panels, you have hot water heater, stove, everything like in perfect condition to where the jump isn't gonna be that much different than what they're used to. It is gonna be a dramatic step. All right. My house is basically built like bare, you know? Everything is manually done. Our composting toilet, our shower, even the sink in the kitchen is pumped with a foot, and I have to go throw out the water and then add fresh water to the containers. So it is a lot of work. So make sure that you and your partner are down for something like that. All right, that's a major thing to consider, because if not, it could put a lot of stress on your family. It could put a lot of stress on your put a lot of stress on your relationship, and it could be unnecessary. You know, you don't want that unnecessary stress in your relationship. So make sure your partner's on board with that. So this way, you guys, when times get tough, you guys can still stand side by side and say, hey, we'll get through it. All right. Number two, do you have kids? Because a lot of us, I know, including myself, always fantasize about moving out somewhere into the forest or into the desert or somewhere far away from society, and living your off-grid lifestyle dreams and things like that, homesteading. But if you have kids, you have to consider schools. Is there schools close by? You know, are there going to be friends that they can have at least in some proximity of an area they can go hang out with or play with? You know, it can get very lonely when you're isolated out in the middle of the forest or the desert, you know? And speaking of which, you know, what kind of vehicle are you going to drive? Do you have a truck? Because I live out in the desert in a sandy environment and I don't have a 4x4. So on certain days, it can be kind of scary on whether I'm going to get stuck in the sand or not. But, you know, we make it by. I'm pretty well trained in driving through the sand for my tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. But, you know, I mean, it could be tough. These are things you have to consider, right? Another thing to consider when you want to move off grid is working. Are you and your partner going to be working? If so, is there going to be a commute, especially if you want to move out deep into the woods or deep into the desert, or in a houseboat? Like, is it going to be longer for you to get to work? And if you work from home, are you going to be able to have access to things like Wi-Fi? Because I know my cabin, I don't have a router or Starlink or anything like that. So it is tough to do things like upload YouTube videos, especially out here in the desert. I don't have much signal. So I'd have to go someplace like that has Wi-Fi where I can connect to upload my videos. These are things that you have to consider when you want to move off grid, you know? So those are just a few of the things I would like you to take into consideration when you want to move your family off grid, you know? Now, it's not impossible. A lot of people have done it. You could do it too. I'm still working on it. So just stay positive and plan. That's all the best advice I can give you. All right. So for my subscribers, I told you I had some news. So unfortunately, the cabin is not 100% ready yet. Our hot water heater kind of, stopped working, and we got hit with dust storms. So my wife was trying to cook food outside on the grill, and our food got covered with sand a few times. You know, it's a desert. We get hit with dust storms quite often. So as of right now, we decided to get a one-bedroom apartment while I still work on the cabin. Now I'm still gonna be posting videos of the changes I'll be making, the things I'll be creating for this cabin to make it 100%. And the plan is to move out here this year in 2024 again, but with better living conditions. So that's what I want to tell you guys. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click subscribe for future videos to follow me on this journey. It has its ups and downs, but then again, that's life, right? What can you do about it? So, I hope you guys will follow along, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys have any advice, please let me know. Hey, y'all take care. Matt Rivera, out.